Hey there, and welcome to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at exercise number 3 in the Graphing Systems of Inequalities lesson. So let's get right on into it. Exercise number 3 gives us two inequalities here, and it says graph the following system of inequalities. Y is greater than or equal to 40x minus 20, and y is greater than or equal to negative 20x plus 280. So we need to do a couple of things here. And the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to determine an appropriate scale to scale these two inequalities. Because if we're looking at our graph over here, first of all, we only have a one quadrant graph, and that's no good. And second of all, we are dealing with larger numbers here. So what we want to start off by doing is let's take a look, and we have a greatest common factor of all of these to be 20. So let's go by 20s on our y-axis. So this is going to be 0. I'm going to change the color to make it easier to see. 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, and 200. That's good for here. And again, I'm going to be going up 40 over 1 in my slope and down 20 over 1 here. So I just want to go over by 1s on my x-axis. All right, now that I have my axes labeled, going up by 1s on the x-axis again and going up by 20s on the y-axis, I'm ready to graph these. And this one is going to have a y-intercept at negative 20. But we don't have a negative 20 here. So what you want to do is you want to go to your calculator and you want to put this y equals 40x minus 20 into your calculator and pull up your table. And when you go to your table, you'll see that, yes, the point 0, negative 20 is there. And then you scroll on down and you'll see that the 1.1 comma 20 is there, 2 comma 60 is there, and so on and so forth. So you're going to be graphing these lines, these points that are in the table, that all of them that fit on the grid. So 0, negative 20 does not fit on this grid right here. So we're going to go on to the next point, which is 1 comma 20. And then 2 comma 60. But also, once you know a couple points, you know that your slope here is 40 over 1. So we're going to be going up 40 over 1. And again, this might look like up 2 over 1. But remember, we're going up by 20s on our y-axis. So we're going up 20, 40 over 1, 20, 40 over 1, 20, 40 over 1, up 40, right 1, up 40, right 1, up 40, right 1. So those are all the points that fit on my grid right there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect these points with a nice solid line, because at this point we should recognize that if it's equal to, it's solid. We're going to redo that one just so it goes through all the points. There we go. And now that we have that, let's go ahead and draw some arrows on the ends of this line. And now let's shade this where y is greater than. So here's my y-axis. Obviously the points are greater than up above it. So we're going to be shading this thing upward. And now that we've graphed our first inequality, let's just label it real quick. We'll label this one as y is greater than or equal to 40x minus 20. And let's go on and we'll graph our second inequality, negative 20x plus 280. So we have to go up to 280, 220, 240, 260, 280 is right here on our axis. So again, that's because we're going up by 20s. And then our slope of down 20, negative 20, which is down 20, right 1 unit, is really going to be down 20, or 1 unit on the graph, right 1. So this is going to be down 1 unit on the graph, right 1 unit on the graph. Because again, our y-axis scale is 20. So we're really going down 20, right 1 unit right now as we graph all of these points that fit on the grid. So now that I've held all my points, this one is equal to. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to connect those points with another solid line through there. Since it's equal to, we draw that solid line with the arrows on the end. And we're going to shade this thing where it says y is greater than. So where the y value is greater than this line, it's going to be upward. And we're going to shade that upward. Now that we have all of our points shaded, we need to mark our solution set and label this inequality. So I'll go ahead and label this inequality first. Y is greater than or equal to negative 20x plus 280. And then mark that solution set with a huge letter S, because anything in the both shaded areas is part of the solution set of the system of inequalities. Okay, next part. It says, state whether each of the following points is in the solution set. So the first point is 10, comma 140. So we go to 10, and then we go to 140, which is going to be right here. Is this point in the solution set? Well, it's in the solution set of one of the inequalities, the red one, but it's not in the solution set of the blue inequality. So no, it's not in the solution set of the system of equations. So no, not this one. We have 7, 300. Let's go to 7, 300 now. And we're going to go to 7 and then up to 300, which is right there. And now 7, 300 is definitely in the solution set of both of the shaded areas. So yes, this one is in the solution set of the system of inequalities on this grid right here. And finally, we have 5, 180. And 5, 180 is actually the intersection point of both inequalities. This one is one of the instances where the intersection point is going to be part of the solution set because it's on two solid lines. So remember, solid lines are inclusive. They include the points on them. Dashed lines do not. So if you're on two solid lines, not just one, but two, here's the red one, here's the blue one, you are going to be in the solution set. So this one is also in the solution set. So if this video helped you out with graphing two inequalities, changing the scale on your axes, and then determining if points are in the solution set, give this video a thumbs up, and you're now ready for exercise number 4. Good luck.